I'm Scott Caldwell, your host for Sunday Coast Bass, and welcome to this edition of Tips and Tricks. Now, this one I'm dealing with the wind. And if you're like me, or like I was, when I first started fishing and first got a boat, I hated the wind. I mean, when the wind came up, I was frustrated. I was trying to deal with the wind, trying to go against it, wearing out my batteries, having a hard time casting into the wind. And I started thinking about it, and I went, wait a minute. Most fish tend to face towards a current. And if wind's whipping down a stretch of shoreline, it's actually creating a current that's probably down 4, 5, 6 feet that's going with the wind. And so I'm thinking, well, most fish, or bait or prey or whatever, will be facing towards the wind. Or if they're swimming, will be swimming into the wind, not facing with the current. So I started using a cranking technique and a fast jerking technique, and I started going with the wind. I'd position my boat about 5, 6 feet from shore, usually steeper shores with sort of a 45-degree bank or a weed line that's out in maybe 10, 15 feet of water. And I would just buzz along. Casting was easy. I had just one little flip and it was way out there, and lo and behold, I started catching tons of fish. And 90-100% of the time, if I'm going down a stretch of shore that's maybe a half-mile long or so, sure enough, I have to go out and around boats, and they're all coming into the wind. They're working their trolling motors, they're pulling backlashes out because they're trying to cast into the wind. It's much simpler to just turn and go with the wind. I mean, California, it seems like every lake's on a wind tunnel anyway, so why try and fight the wind? So give it a try. Just face the wind, go with the wind. I mean, you might have to reel a little faster, especially if there's a strong wind that's pushing you. But it's great. Now I love the wind. I mean, you give me a lake with a good 10, 15 mile-an-hour wind, lots of wave action, I'm in heaven. I catch most of my fish between 11 and 3 in the afternoon, when a lot of people are trying to hide from the wind and fishing down with jerk. I'm cruising along, jerking and cranking 4 to 6 feet down in the heaviest wind, and I catch tons of fish that way. So try to make the wind your friend. Try putting yourself parallel to shore and just cruising along with it. Until next time, I hope this helps.